Awesome. So we're gonna kick off with the first question. Always, we're gonna start with the lady. Why do you think you were selected for this trip? Candace?
I think I was selected because I am a hard worker and I want to take on new challenges and I just want to further myself in anything new that I'm learning.
That's beautiful, right? Anthony?
So I think the reason I was selected is because I've been connecting with my managers a lot more. I've been asking lots of questions, like becoming a student of the game, trying to figure out what can I do to better help my business move forward. And so that's what I believe I was selected to go to Lake Tahoe.
Love that. Thank you, Anthony. Luis? Veteran?
Yeah, for me, I think it's just follow through. Just saying what you say or doing what you say you're gonna do is super important because a lot of people say they have really big goals or they want to do this or that and they don't back it up. Just having the discipline to follow through on what you say you're gonna do every time, even and especially when it doesn't, you don't feel like it.
That's awesome. Let me kind of add on that and kind of touch on what Anthony said. I personally believe in my case with student mentality, like I wasn't really in sales ever before, and it's only 7 months me being in. But just like obviously being mentored by the right people and just attaching all the advices that I got and implementing it on my work and just like not just setting the pace for myself and like developing myself, but like making others better as well. So I think that's why I actually got to go to this trip. Awesome. So the next question is probably one of the best questions we got for today is what was your biggest takeaway from this trip? Again, from the lady.
So, my biggest takeaway is that you don't need to be perfect to try something new. Just give it your all, go with the risks, and have fun with it. And that's going to be the best experience ever.
Awesome. Thank you, Candace. Anthony?
I was gonna say the same thing, something similar, where it's like, yeah, we're all business, we work really hard, but it could also be a lot of fun. You know, going out to Lake Tahoe, renting some jet skis, going out to a cabin, like connecting with other similar minded people that are ambitious, but also like to have a lot of fun. Like, biggest takeaway, you can have both.
Love that. Thank you, Anthony.
Yeah, I think aside from having a lot of fun in the trip, I learned that it's not always about the results. So we always talk about getting promoted or doing this or that, but it's as important, if not more, to just focus on getting good, developing the skills, the mindset that like is required to be successful. And so just being around people in this trip that think the right way
Very good.
are actually gonna move you forward and just put in your position to just be successful.
I feel like the Luis always gonna get into my answer, so kind of ease into that. I'm just gonna add on that, right? So for me personally, the biggest takeaway was just like being around the people. They're just like great salesperson because we got there because we're always doing something right. But you want to be around the managers. You want to be around the people where you want to be at, right? And just seeing how they think and that like it's not just obviously we all work hard. We have big goals and like it's there's no work life balance, which just goes so hard. But there's like you gotta be fun. You gotta have fun in your journey. So awesome. So obviously this weekend was so much fun. But who was the person you were most excited with spending time with? Candace?
I was most excited to see Julia again. We always connect super well. We've got a similar background, but she is an amazing person and brings so much energy. And I don't get to see her as much now since we are in different markets. But it was great being able to have that opportunity to see her again, reconnect, and just have more fun.
Love that. She took my answer, but it's okay. Anthony?
The person I was most excited to connect with was Tucker. So he has a very similar background to me, like mechanical engineering, where we had actual corporate experience and sort of like getting into his brain of like why he decided to move from that into this business. And it makes a lot of sense, you know, like having big goals, big ambitions, and wanting to be your own owner, wanting to be your own boss, having significant income potential, and then, you know, like providing an opportunity for other people. Like that is the three things that I'm looking for. And then connecting to someone with like my similar background and hearing his side of the like his side, like biggest takeaway.
Love that.
For me, it's hard to pinpoint one person. Of course, sales is what we do as a vehicle for our growth in our career. But the fact that we get to work with really cool people, and it's easy to forget about that when you're doing sales because we have locations all around the country. And so just seeing old friends that are progressing through their career in the same stage as you are, facing the same challenges, and then you see them every 3 months or 6 months is just really awesome to connect back. So I could name a bunch of names, but just overall, everyone that's
Great
going
group.
through it at the same time.
Yeah. Love that. I gotta name these two people because I feel like I talk about them all the time. And like Candace said, Julia, for sure, such a great role model, being so young, uh, crushing first year in management, and just like helping Will to like so he can step into the management shoes. So I would just say like picking Julia's brain and being around Will because he's just a year older than me and he's already in management. It's like a huge boost and like huge motivation for me to just work harder. So just be around them is so great. Awesome. So we kind of wrap up with this question. So what's one thing that a candidate can do to kind of stand out at coast and earn the next trip? Again, we're gonna start with Candace.
For sure. Thanks, Aki. Something that someone can do to really stand out, and not only as a future candidate, but wanting to move on to these same roles and take these opportunities, is to be proactive in whatever they're doing, asking questions, being the one to step up, make their voice heard. That's how someone's really going to move forward here and be the next person to move up.
Love that. Anthony?
I'm gonna say what you can do right now to earn the next trip is be a student of the game. You know, you are the CEO of your life, and so you've got to bring the energy, but you also have to take on responsibility. I'll leave you with this quote from Winston Churchill: "Responsibility is the price to pay for greatness."
Love that.
It's hard to follow that from Anthony, but I think I'll go back to what I was saying before about follow through. I think if you have big enough goals, that's something tangible you can set, really big goals, because then the stuff in the middle between you and your goals doesn't matter as much. I would say setting goals, and if you don't know how to, like I was when I was new, is just finding someone that can help you set the right goals. Not realistic goals like everyone tells us when we're young, but actual big goals, because that's just going to help you push through the challenges in between, and actually you're going to fall in love with the process a lot more.
Love that. I'm just gonna add on that. Obviously, I personally believe, like Julie says, setting those goals, and even though they sound like unrealistic right now, they gotta be huge. And I'm gonna quote someone a lot smarter than me who said, "It's only 10% what happens to you, and it's 90% how you react to that." So, in order to hit those goals, you gotta do big things. Doing big things ain't easy, right? So, in order to do big things, you gotta be able to take a lot. So just make sure you react that way.